You've probably noticed that even at 1080p, your YouTube streams can look blurry or blocky during fast action. This happens because YouTube uses a low-quality AVC1 codec for most standard streams to save bandwidth. To fix this, we're going to force YouTube to give us their premium VP9 or AV1 codecs by streaming in 1440p. Even if you play on a 1080p monitor, upscaling to 1440p triggers this high-quality processing, resulting in a much crisper image for your viewers. Let's set up your YouTube studio. Go to your live control room and create a new stream key. Under Stream Resolution, make sure to select Turn on Manual Settings and pick 1440p. Also, make sure to select Turn on 60 FPS option. This tells YouTube exactly what to expect. While you're here, ensure your stream latency is set to normal or low for the best quality stability. Now, open OBS and go to the Video tab. If you have a native 1440p display, set your base and output resolutions both to 2560 by 1440. If you are on a 1080p display, set the base to 1920 by 1080, but manually type 2560 by 1440 into the output box. For the downscale filter, which is actually upscaling here, choose Bicubic. It provides a sharp, clean image with much less strain on your GPU than the Lanczos option. For the common FPS values, select 60 for high frame rate streaming. Next, head to the Output tab and set the mode to Advanced. For the video encoder, always use your hardware encoder to keep your CPU free for your games. As for NVIDIA GPUs, it is listed by NVENC. For AMD GPUs, it is listed as AMD HWAMF. For Intel GPUs, it is listed by Intel QuickSync Video, QSV. For Apple GPUs, it is listed by Apple VT. If you have a modern GPU, I highly recommend using the AV1 or H.265 HEVC encoders. These are significantly more efficient than the older H.264 standard. Only use X264 as a last resort if you don't have a dedicated graphics card. Leave the rescale output as disabled because we already select the Bicubic for the downscale filter in the Video tab. Set your rate control to CBR, which stands for Constant Bit Rate. This provides the stable data flow YouTube needs. For the bitrate, you must check your internet upload speed first. If you have plenty of headroom, like my 150 megabit connection, set it to 30,000 kilobits per second. As you can see on the official YouTube help webpage, this is the maximum recommended by YouTube for high-quality HEVC or AV1 streaming and ensures no detail is lost. Now for the advanced tweaks. Set your keyframe interval to 2 seconds, which is also recommended by YouTube because it helped the YouTube playback feature to work smoothly. For the preset, I recommend to use P6 slower. It offers fantastic quality without the risk of encoder overload that sometimes happens with P7. Set tuning to high quality and multipass mode to single pass. Since we are using a high bitrate, a single pass is efficient and saves system resources. Set your profile to main for standard 8-bit non-HDR monitors. If you're using a 10-bit HDR setup, you can also use main 10 to help with compression efficiency. Leave the look-ahead and adaptive quantization as unchecked for high-motion gaming to maintain system stability because we are already using 30,000 kilobits per second bitrate. By enabling this, we'll likely overload your GPU encoder. Finally, set your max B-frames to 2. This is the sweet spot for compression. Never set this to 0, as it will ruin your image quality. For local recordings, I use the same encoder settings as my stream, but change the format to Hybrid MP4. This is a game changer because it's as reliable as MKV, protecting your files from crashes, but behaves like a standard MP4 for easy editing. Lastly, go to the Stream tab, select YouTube RTMPS, and I recommend pasting the 1440p stream key we created earlier. You can find it in your YouTube Live dashboard, or else you can link your YouTube account to OBS. Hit apply, and you are ready to broadcast in true high fidelity. And that's it. Your stream should now look crisp and professional. If you found this useful, hit that like button and subscribe for more technical tips. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.